they took advantage of the fact that the country was tired of World War One. People began experiencing shortages. They were not accustomed to shortages. Then the Tsar resigned because of intrigues at the at the government and parliament level, and the peasants, in a simple-minded way, thought that we pledged allegiance to the Tsar. Now that the Tsar doesn't exist, what are we fighting for? And meanwhile, as one of my friends likes to say, Russia slipped on the banana peel of the agrarian question. Namely, the peasants were dissatisfied with the results of their liberation from serfdom in 1861. As I said before, they really regained their civil rights only in 1906. So that was only 11 years that they had full civil rights, and even not so full, because the courts weren't really yet properly reformed and so on. So they had this idea fix that landlords have lots of land and we have little land. Now, in fact, landlords had about 16% of the land, and peasants had 84% of the land. Peasants and various other private owners, factories and so on. So that when under Lenin land was divided among peasants, their holdings really increased only 16%. Meanwhile, all the good husbandry was destroyed because all the big estates that produced for the market and for export were taken apart, and nothing remained of them. So, but the reason that I say that the country slipped on the banana peel of the agrarian question is that the peasants did not see any reason to defend a Tsar that didn't exist anymore, and B, they wanted to go home and divide the nobility's estates. They got out of it 16% more land, but they ran away from the front. In other words, it was a biggest mutiny of the army ever, and Lenin used both of these instincts in order to get to power, because his two slogans were peace, that is, end to the war, and land to the peasants. Now both were lies, because peace didn't come. Civil war came, and German occupation of 1/3 of Russia came instead of peace. And land, the land really that they got wasn't given to them. It was in public ownership and remained in public ownership, and was taken away by Stalin 15 years later. So it was a big hoax. But for the immediate future, for the period from October 1917 to May 1918, Lenin pacified the peasantry, which was 80% of the population, and that gave him a chance to get his power established.